So before we finish the Mishnah, let's first understand a couple of ideas. Number one, look at this sheretz here. This dead sheretz is an av hatuma. A sheretz is an av hatuma. And the halacha is that an av hatuma can make vessels tameh. That's halacha number one. Number two, if an av hatuma makes this water tameh, so the water turns into what's called a rishon, and the halacha is that a rishon cannot make vessels tameh. This water cannot make other vessels tameh, because it only is a rishon, it's not an av. Now the Rabbanon came along, and the Rabbanon said that this Rishon water can make vessels tameh, mid Rabbanon, because the Rabbanon were worried about something. Because look at this man over here, down here. This man is a Zov, and a Zov is an Av Hatuma. And not only is a Zov an Av Hatuma, but his rok, his spit, is also an Av Hatuma. And therefore, if his spit touches a vessel, the vessel will become tameh, mid Daraisa, because it's an av. And we're afraid people are going to think that since this Rishon water cannot make vessels tameh, people are going to think that no waters and no liquids can make vessels tameh, including the rok. People are going to think that the spit cannot make the vessel tameh. And therefore the Rabbanon came along, so that people don't think that, the Rabbanon came along and they said, all Rishon waters, all Rishon liquids can make vessels tameh. So even this water can make the vessel tameh mid Rabbanon. Now, when the Rabbanon made that decree, they were very worried that people are going to take this decree and think that it's true even on a deraisa level. People are going to think that this Rishon water can make the vessel tameh even midaraisa, and they're going to come to take these apples, which are truma, and they're going to come to burn the apples, which is what you do with tameh truma. But really, they shouldn't have burnt them, because it only became tameh midarabbanon, because it only became tameh because of the Rishon waters. And therefore, what the Rabbanon did, to make sure that people don't take this gezerah out of hand like that, they made an odd idea within the gezerah. They made an oddity, a strange thing within the gezerah, that when the Rishon water makes vessels tameh and it hits the outside of the vessel, only the outside of the vessel contracts tumah, but the inside of the vessel remains tar. And that way people will always remember that this is a Rabbanonic rule, and they won't come to burn the apples, to burn the truma. Now, when the Rabbanon made this oddity in the decree, they only made it on vessels, on earthenware vessels with a receptacle. So if this water that's a rishon hits the outside of this klecheres, this earthenware pot, so the outside becomes tameh, as we said, and the inside remains tar. But if this rishon water hits klecheres with the outer receptacle, it doesn't make the outside that it hits tameh. Because this oddity in the decree, that only the outside becomes tameh, only applies when there's a toch, when there's a receptacle, and not when there's not a receptacle. So I hope that's clear. Let's read the Mishnah inside now. Zeh haklal, this is the rule. Kol she'ein lo toch b'klei cheres, any klei cheres, any earthenware vessel that does not have a toch, that does not have a receptacle, ein lo achorayim. It doesn't have the tumah of achorayim, the tumah of where the outside of the vessel only becomes tameh and not the inside. That oddity in the decree doesn't apply when there's no receptacle in the klei cheres. And therefore, when the Rishon water hits a klei cheres with outer receptacle, nothing becomes tameh. Now it's your turn to read.